RaceK998, also known as David. So today I'm going to change the spark plugs in my Evo. I just need to run to Lowe's and get an extension that's long enough because the one I have doesn't reach all the way to the spark plugs. But I got the Evo tuned yesterday. So you can see here, I made 334 or 333.9, so 334 horsepower and about 350 torque. So this was getting tuned with the same mods that I had when I got tuned back for the first time in Virginia. This was on dyno. But the first time in Virginia I had like 315 horsepower and I forget what my torque was. So they added about like over 15, probably about 20 horsepower just from a better tune. I haven't done any mods, but the horsepower's gone up quite a bit from this tune. So the tune, my car was running kind of weird, so it increased the power, makes it run a lot smoother. The only thing is my car is still getting knock readings. So every once in a while when I do a pull on the highway with wide open throttle, I get a knock. And at first I was just getting knock counts of like 1 or 2, which a lot of people have told me not to worry about. They said that's not enough to really be concerned. But I've been getting knocks every once in a while of like counts of like 5 and 6 and 7, and so it's pretty high. So I'm kind of concerned, but the guys at the shop said if I switch out my spark plugs, because I never have, and I bought the car with 37,000 miles. Now it's at 57. I don't know if the spark plugs have ever been changed. I might have the stock plugs in there. I know a lot of people recommend you change them at like 30. So I got the Iridium spark plugs from NGK. I'm going to go ahead and change those, but like I said, first I need to go pick up that extension so we can do it, and then we'll be in the garage in just a second. Alright guys, so I got the Evo here. I'm going to change the spark plugs out. The first step is to take off your engine cover, which I've already done because I don't have it on the car. And next is to get your spark plugs. So I've got here the laser iridium ones from NGK. So the first step, they come pre-gapped, but everyone has told me to double check the gap. So it was like $1 for the gap tool at the auto parts store. So I figured I may as well pick it up just to be sure, because if your spark plugs aren't gapped correctly, it could be a really big, make a really big difference in the performance. So I'm gonna go ahead and check them just to be sure. All right. So start off 0.22 or 0.22 is what everyone recommends you have them at. So this is staying right at 0.2. Doesn't look like it goes up at all. Alright, so that's all 4 of them. So everywhere I've read online says to gap your spark plugs to 0.20 to 0.22, which is basically right at the back, right at the end there is 0.20, and that goes up a little bit from there. So they're all at 0.21. So they're not at 0.22, which I know is the preferred one, but people say in that range. The thing is, it's just so small, the gap there, that's really difficult to widen it with a tool here without crunching on the little piece in the center, so I really don't want to mess them up. So that's technically within the right parameters, so it's in that range. Now this is all trash. Alright, now the actual taking out of the spark plugs. So to start off, you want to take off the clips on all 4 coils, or the wires on all 4 coils. Let's go ahead and do that. Just set the camera down over here. Alright guys, so the, I don't know how you can see that, but the coils are out of all four. They were really easy to pull out. The hardest part for me, honestly, was disconnecting the wires from the end, as you guys probably saw there. They were really tight on there, and that's because these have never been taken out. As far as I know, I bought the Evo with 37,000 miles on it. Now it's at 57, and I've never changed the spark plugs. I don't know if they were changed before I bought it, so that's why I want to do this. So we have the new spark plugs here, and then to take out the old ones, we have an extension here, and on the end we have a 5/8 inch socket. I got the magnetic one. They've got some that are magnetic, some with the rubber grip inside. I got the magnetic one, so hopefully it'll help take out those spark plugs. So we'll see how hard it is to take them out, but I'm gonna go gentle because they're probably really in there and I don't want to break them. So we're gonna try to go as gentle as possible getting these out. I'm pulling out the last one.
Oh, these ones. Oh, they go in here?
Alright, so I got out all four of the spark plugs. So here's the comparison. Here's the old ones, and here's the new ones. So I'd say my spark plugs are definitely fried, and they've had quite a lot of wear and tear on them. So these could definitely be the reason for the engine knocking and the rough idle and everything like that. So yeah, we're gonna replace some of these brand new ones. The only thing I forgot about these new ones, I forgot to get the grease to put on the ends there. So, you know, they'll be a little bit tougher to get out when I go to change them again in the future. But that's something I need to remember next time. So now we're gonna go ahead and stick the new ones in, put the coils back on top and wire them back up, and then that'll be that. Put it down in there.
Okay.
Alright guys, so now that we have the new spark plugs in and the old spark plugs out, all that's left to do is start her up and take her for a drive and see how she feels. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. See if I get any knock.
Alright, so right off the bat, when I turned my car on and it was idling, before my idle was like below 1,000 RPMs, like probably 800 RPMs, and it would fluctuate up to 1,000, down to 500. It was really, really low, and it felt like it was almost going to turn off on me, like my car was going to stall while I was idling. When I just had it idling there, it was at like 1,500, and it was nice and strong. I noticed in the last couple of days when I've been putting my car in reverse or in first, and I started to go, it feels like it's about to, like, feels like I'm about to stall it out, like I gotta really gas it to stop it from stalling. It felt nice and strong right there. So we're just cruising in second down my neighborhood right now, but I'm about to turn out onto the street, and I'm not gonna like punch it like I'm trying to do a quarter mile or anything, but I'm gonna give it some gas and see how it feels. But already it feels like stronger now that I've changed out the spark plugs, if that makes sense. Oh shit, I left my keys up there. Alright. Woo! Alright, so she got up and went. She got up and go out of my neighborhood. No problems. It looks like, I'm looking at my access port, I got one count and knock. That's just because I kind of dropped it into fourth when I was still a little slow. But I mean, I was getting counts of like 5 and 7 and shit earlier today, so that's way better. It feels super responsive. Like, it feels really nice. Like, I think this brand new tune that I got yesterday, mixed with these new spark plugs now, it's like, oh, the Evo is performing better than ever. So 20 plus more horsepower and brand new spark plugs. Oh, she feels good. Oh, she feels strong. Coming out of first gear feels so strong. Okay, so I got 2 counts of knock when I dropped it into third, because I have a tendency of changing gears too fast when my RPMs are still kind of low. So then my RPMs drop down to like 2,000 and I gas it and you can feel your car shake. So that's putting stress on my engine. So I need to learn not to do that, because that's how I drive and it's terrible for my engine. But it feels just strong. So these laser iridium spark plugs, it sounds a little bit better too. These laser iridium spark plugs, I would definitely recommend them. I don't have a chance to get into fifth around here because there's just not enough space and there's a lot of cops around here. But when I get on the highway tomorrow on my way to work or something, I'll get her up into 5th gear, see how it feels, let you guys know. But 1 through 4, I can't see where I'm going. 1 through 4, no issues. Like I said, the highest knock I got was 2, which, I don't know, I've heard 1 through 3. If you got 1 or like 2 or 3 counts of knock, it's not a big deal. I still wish I had 0, because I feel like when I hear the word knock, it worries me instantly. So I feel like even getting 1 count of knock, like my engine's fucking up. But I don't know that much about it. I'm not that educated in it. I just started reading up on it recently. So, oh well, 1 count of knock, but that's not bad. And that was just because of the way I was driving like an asshole. Not because I think my engine has any troubles. I think it's because of the way I was shifting. Oh yeah, it feels so good. Because in the last week or so, since I've been having these issues with my spark plugs, when I would go to shift and I would go to gas it, I would have to really gas it. My car felt sluggish almost. Now it's like the RPMs are just staying, right? Like, they're at 4,000, I shift, and when I go, they're still at 4,000, they go up to 5, like, no issue. So, that's amazing. People always flash their brights at me because my low beams are so bright, and then I flash my brights and they're like, oh shit. But yeah guys, so these spark plugs are amazing. Definitely a great upgrade to the Evo. I should have changed them out earlier. You saw how nasty those spark plugs were. I believe those are the like the original spark plugs that came with the car. I don't think they ever got changed. So that's 57,000 miles. So some people suggest you change them every 60. I think that's probably too long. heard other people say 30. I'd say for the Evo, that's probably more accurate because 60,000 miles, they're